Hello and welcome to another segment of DSU Inside Perspective, the show where we talk with faculty, staff, students, and guests about some of the things that are going on in the world, as well as some of the great things that are going on here at DSU. I'm Carlos Holmes, your host, and today I have Dr. Akwasi Osei, who is the chair of our History, Political Science, and Philosophy Department here at Delaware State University. How are you doing today, Dr.
I'm doing
Osei?
well, and thanks for having me.
I brought him on today because we want to talk about this growing issue with ISIS and how this is impacting the Obama legacy. Dr. Osei, it appears to me that this dilemma has been thrust on the Obama administration, and the president's actions have been criticized here recently as not exhibiting enough leadership. Yet and still, he's never shied away from talking publicly about this. He has worked to gain allies, to help in the fight against ISIS. He's, authorized airstrikes against ISIS, and he's even been at the United Nations here very recently to appeal to the world to join the fight against ISIS. To me, this is leadership. What is your perspective of that?
I would have to agree with you that indeed on this issue about ISIS and the threat that ISIS poses, he clearly has demonstrated leadership. And it is a testament to his belief in diplomacy and political discussions and talks that has led to this point. ISIS had to be faced in a very decisive manner. And he began with the military option. That was important. It was necessary. But we know now that what he was doing was trying to round up the rest of the world, including Sunni Arab states who prior to this time nobody believed would join him. As we know, during the bombing raids since ISIS was hit in Syria, especially Syria, which supposedly is an independent country, he had Saudi Arabia, Oman, Bahrain, and a few other Arab nations with him. That is unprecedented. And I think it is a sign of his leadership that he's been able to bring Arab nations to this issue. Prior to that point, they wouldn't even criticize Arabs. So I think, he has demonstrated leadership.
But now, it seems like for the American public, this whole existence of ISIS is an advent of the last few months, actually. Is there some blame to be shared by the Obama administration in not detecting the remarkable development of this body?
I think it is an American problem, and I'm saying that to say that the issue about ISIS is an issue that we've dealt with, especially when the group that was the nemesis at the time was Al-Qaeda. ISIS is Al-Qaeda on steroids. So we've faced this before. That's the first point. The second point is that we've been aware of what they've been doing. We've been aware of other groups and what they've been doing. It just so happens that what they ended up doing was to be able to capture territory, not only in Iraq, but also in Syria. And that gave a whole new meaning to the threat. Al-Qaeda never controlled any territory. ISIS does.
But this is a different group altogether from Al-Qaeda.
They were part of Al-Qaeda.
Okay.
They were affiliated with Al-Qaeda.
Right.
And Al-Qaeda felt a need to throw them out of that friendship precisely because of their brutality.
Now, we're hearing a lot of talk now about the need for boots on the ground. Obama has made it very clear he doesn't want to go with ground troops, at least American ground troops.
That's right.
But it's been becoming abundantly clear to most military observers to eradicate, not just stop them, but to eradicate ISIS, you're going to have some boots on the ground. What do you think Obama is really saying by that?
I think what Obama is really saying is giving a message to the Arab nations. We have done your work for you for too long. It is time for you to step up. That's what he's going to do. That's what he started doing. He's begun to arm the Assad troops in Syria. He didn't want to do that before. he has begun to arm the Peshmerga, the Kurds, whose territory ISIS has taken. And he's hoping that over time he can help recreate the Iraqi army that would then be the boots on the ground. So with all these conglomeration of local people, so to speak, whose job it is to really fight, I think he'll succeed in not having American troops. He's going to have American advisors. I mean, I'm not talking about 100. He might have, now we have about 1,500 troops there, but they're not going to be what we've done in the past. We're not going to be deploying thousands of U.S. troops like we did before.
This seems to have great potential to impact his legacy, President Obama's legacy, for very positive or very negative or maybe somewhere in between. How do you view this with respect to his legacy?
Yeah. I believe that, if anything, is going to have a bit of a shine on his legacy, because even though he started out ordering military strikes, his focus has been on political negotiation, because he said it time and time again. It is going to be the political discussions, bringing everybody to the table, that would lead to a resolution of this crisis.
But these are political discussions with our allies, not political discussions with ISIS.
In fact, I would not be surprised if behind the scenes, even as we're bombing ISIS, that there's a group that they're talking to. I wouldn't be surprised.
That's connected with ISIS.
Yeah, that may be connected, or has an opportunity to talk to ISIS and saying, well, we may not be able to do this. Militarily, you don't stand a chance. Maybe you should talk, and you might get a little space that you need. But Obama has declared that we're going to decimate them. And that may be the reason why the talks might succeed.
Okay, we're going to continue to watch this, sister, and you know, Dr. Osei, you're always a good resource for me on these topics. So
if you need me, I'll be available.
Thank you so
for
much.
Having me.
Thank you for being on the show. And thank you for joining us for another segment of DSU Inside Perspective. Everybody have a good day now. Thank you, sir. Don't.